my heater in the wrong place when I built this room. Lovely. We're going to start seated today, and you might want a couple of bricks, and you might want a strap or even a sock. Just a little bit of help maybe, but make sure you're nice and comfortable. And then bring your hands down to your knees, just joining the first finger and the thumb together into our Jnana Mudra. Allowing the shoulders to relax. Go down into your sit bones. Take a couple of nice waking breaths. Really settling in. You may or may not have seen my Facebook Mindful March post, but I'm doing a post every day this month. It's to remind us to all the things that we might be mindful of, help to move us towards happiness and balance. So I thought I'd call this morning our Mindful March movement. And today's practice is just exploring about what moves us, what motivates us, what helps us to move in a positive way forward. And to use the practice of yoga to energize us, to enliven us, to wake up our body and mind, and to work in a way that's true to you in this moment. So this is why we always check in at the beginning, what's moving for you right now. We need to remember that yoga is a holistic life philosophy. It's this whole package, and it affects us on many levels. You may have heard, I've done classes before about the koshas, these layers of existence that range from the densest layer, the densest part of our being, which is our body, all the way through to the most vast and subtle inner balance and peace. And the more we can tap into all of these aspects of ourselves through self-study, through svadhyaya, the more we can be empowered just a little bit more each time we step onto our mat to make more balanced decisions, to create self-help strategies, and to be more at peace. And Buddha said, what you are is what you have been. What you'll be is what you do now. So today our intention is just to start as we mean to go on. It's never too late to change habits that are not best serving us, however big or small, and then to move forward. We can use each breath as a new opportunity, a new beginning. And this is up to you how you move forward on your mat and off of your mat. So whether you want to go full on rigorously or whether you want to softly move both on and off your mat today, just molding your day and your practice to suit you. So just for these next few breaths, as we connect in, really check into what you're feeling right now, what you have to work with. If you're tired, make sure that your practice starts soft and slow. If you have emotions like sadness, maybe you want to work with a sensitivity, take small steps today. If you're feeling energetic, maybe you'd like to move with high energy and positivity. So just really checking in, how do you feel? Get really clear about it and use this as a starting point for you. Let's take 3 more breaths. Just really checking in with that breath. Imagine you're breathing the whole body. And know this is for you. This is your practice. And you've taken those 3 conscious breaths, just releasing the mudra, releasing the hands, and bring yourselves onto your hands and knees. Coming into a tabletop position, spreading the fingers, checking out the wrists, see how they feel. Maybe a little wiggle around just to get into the body. And we're going to tuck the toes, give those toes a stretch. And just position ourselves in a way, a little lift up through the abs here to support you. So you've got a nice, sturdy, strong base. And as we press down into the hands and into the toes, we'll hover those knees just a couple of inches off the floor to really connect into the body. Take a couple of breaths here. If you've got hyperextended joints, try not to snap into those elbows. Relax the head. And then gently lower the knees down, release the toes and open up into a cow pose. Nice deep breath in. Opening up the front body and then coming back to that tucked toes, lifted belly, and pick up the knees again. Just for a couple of breaths, really connecting into the body. Press down into those hands, into the feet, hover those knees, maybe even give your neck a little release. Gently lowering those knees, release the toes and open up into a nice cow pose, breathing in. And then let's just keep moving in that cat-cow for a couple of breaths. Keep the toes untucked. Exhaling into your cat. Inhaling into your cow. Exhaling. And inhaling. And then get a little bit creative here. Maybe a couple of hip circles, nice and slowly. Just easing into the body. You might like to look to the side and the other side, just to really start to move in. And then keeping the knees and the feet where they are, just draw the hips back towards the heels into extended child's pose. Reach those hands a little further forward. Let the forehead drop down towards the floor. And take a couple of breaths here. Maybe setting your intention, checking in again how you're feeling. Moving in a way that works for you. Mindful movement. Sitting back onto your heels. We're going to come to a kneeling position. I'll just turn around so you can see me. Onto your knees, and we'll move the arms in a nice big circle. So as you breathe in, reach them forwards and up towards the ceiling. And as you breathe out, nice big opening, like a big yawn. So breathing in, yes, you can lift off your knees if you need to. Breathing in to reach up. And breathing out to open back. Let's do that a couple more times. Breathing in, nice big breath. Starting to wake up the arms, the shoulders, the chest, the back. One more time, breathing in. And breathing out. Lovely. Give those shoulders a roll. And also just the head too. So dropping the head down towards the chest. And we'll circle that head around a couple of times, releasing into the cervical spine, into the neck. Nice slow circles. If you've got any neck issues, don't take it around the back, just take a half circle. And then once you've gone a couple of times in that direction, we'll go the other way. Just moving intuitively for you. What feels good? And then coming back to center. Lovely. Wandering the hands forward again, so we're in our tabletop position. Tucking the toes, and we'll lift up into downward facing dog. So engage in the core,
lift those hips up, and as you arrive, just slowly pedaling out through those heels. Feeling that beautiful stretch in the back body, gentle lift up through the abs, just easing out all the way from the heels through the backs of the legs. Keep the breath flowing. One more breath. And we'll bring those big toe knuckles together as we reach the right leg up behind you, bending that knee, opening the hip, so staying strong in your left shoulder. Inhale to bring it back. And as you exhale, step it through, keep the back knee lifted. So we're in a low lunge with the back knee lifted, left hand stays, and we'll float the right arm up to the sky into a twist. Keep reaching that back heel away and just open up a little bit more so that top hand just opens up so you really feel that nice stretch into your shoulder, into your armpit, and across the chest on that right side. Next time you exhale, take the hand down to the floor, gently lower the back knee, and we'll float the arms up towards the sky into our low lunge pose. Beautiful. One more breath here. Nice stretch into that left hip flexor. Hands come down towards the floor. You might want to grab your bricks for half split pose here, either side underneath the shoulders, and then slowly draw the hips back. You can release those back toes and maybe reach those right toes off the floor. Just softening, squaring off towards the front of your mat, and allow some room for that breath to ripple. 2 more breaths here. How much are you pushing or pulling? Is it right for you? Finding that middle ground. Lovely. Slowly coming forwards, pop the bricks to the side, and we'll come back into our low lunge, reach the arms up towards the sky. Bring the palms down to the heart, grow tall, lengthen through the tailbone, and we'll twist again to the right side. So left elbow comes towards that right knee. Gaze can stay down towards the floor, or you may want to lift it up towards the sky. Just see how that feels. Yeah, nice. If you're super balanced, you can reach up those toes. See if you can lift that back knee off the floor. Exhale, take the hands down towards the floor, drop the back knee, and we'll swivel the left toes underneath the bottom. So we're turning towards the left side of our mat and sitting down into a goddess pose, a seated goddess. Right foot on the floor, left shin on the floor. Opening up, just as if you're kind of opening the arms up, opening the palms up. Close your eyes. And you can feel that sort of letting go sensation through the palms. So anything that's not serving you right now, and just move out of the body through the palms. And at the same time, anything that you'd like to invite in. And come in, whatever you need right now. One more breath. Beautiful. Take the hands down either side of the right foot. So we're going to swivel those left toes again. Tuck the toes, push back into downward facing dog. From here, move through into a plank pose. So we're moving through a vinyasa. Those knees can come to the earth if you need them to. Exhale down. Inhale, release the toes, open up into your back bend. And exhale back into downward facing dog, tucking toes, lifting those hips nice and high. Again, as you arrive, just have a little pedal out here. If it feels better to be in stillness, then you be in stillness here. Couple of breaths. Big toe knuckles come together, and as you inhale, sweep that left leg up, yawn it up towards the sky, bend the knees, open the hip, bend the knee, open the hip. Inhale to reach it away. Exhale, step it through, keeping the back knee lifted. Right hand stays where it is, and we'll come into our twist towards the left side. Let those shoulders open away from your ears. Reach that back heel away. And maybe just open up a touch more so you get that beautiful opening through the chest. Looking after the neck, one more inhale. Nice. Exhale, left hand comes down. Right knee gently comes down. And we'll float up into our Anjaneyasana, our low lunge. Float the arms up towards the sky. Let those shoulders drop away from your ears. Energy all the way through to those fingertips. Yeah, beautiful. Nice. Left hip crease is drawing back. Exhale, hands to floor or bricks for your half split pose. Remember, you can have your bricks at any height, low, medium, or high, and start to draw those hips back. Doesn't matter if that left leg doesn't want to straighten. And just find that space for you. Not too much, not too little. Just easing down with the breath. This can be a deep stretch on that left leg, you know that. So just taking your time. Breathing in that which you need to draw in, attract in, letting go of anything not serving you. One more breath. Slowly coming forwards, we're going to pop those bricks out the way, lift the arms back up towards the sky. Grow tall as you bring the palms into your heart, Anjali Mudra, and then twist to the left side. Try and keep the hips as square as you can and feel that twist initiate from the waist. Maybe tucking the back toes, lifting that back knee. Keep the breath nice and easy. One more breath. Lovely. From here, take the hands down. I'm going to swivel those right toes. So excuse me, turning away from you into your goddess pose. I'm going to come this way. Lovely. And then just float those arms open. So left foot is on the floor, right shin is on the floor. Lovely. Let those shoulders relax. Imagine that inner channel all the way from your sit bones, all the way through from your tailbone up towards the crown of the head is growing. And again, just as you close your eyes, you can release what is no longer serving you as you attract all that you need. And if you've got any personal intentions, just have them with you here. 2 more breaths. Exhale, take the hands down either side of that left foot, tuck the back toes, push back into downward facing dog, and we'll move through our flow. So rolling through into plank, lowering through your back bend, keep that tailbone long as you open up. Beautiful. Exhaling back into your downward facing dog. Nice. And then slowly wandering those feet towards the hands. So we'll come all the way to the top of the mat. Feet a couple of inches apart just to give you a wider base, softening down. Either hands on the floor or towards the floor, doesn't matter. Relax the head and feel that breath in the back body. In your standing forward fold, knees can be soft if that works for you today. One more breath. And then if the back's okay to round your way up, come up with a nice round back. If not, come up with a straight back if that feels better. Coming all the way up, bring the palms together at the center of the chest. Round down into the feet and connect into that heart space. When our heart is full of compassion, empathy, and gratitude for ourselves, we can then share it with others around us. Buddha said, no one
is more deserving of your love than you. So let's try to fall in love with ourselves just a little bit more today. Excuse me, and each time that we step on our mat. And we're going to move through a self salutation. We do sun salutations, moon salutations, star salutations, earth salutations. We're going to do a self salutation today, and that starts with Hugasana. So let's wrap our arms around us, give ourselves a nice big hug. Imagine that you're hugging the person that you love the most, and take a couple of breaths here. And then slowly releasing that hug, soften the knees a little bit, step the left foot back, and we'll come into warrior one. So drop that back heel down. Bring the palms in front of you and clasp all of your fingers apart from your index finger. Raise the arms up. So as you arrive in your warrior one, that right knee's tracing over towards the right ankle. You might want to start to lift the gaze a little bit here and open up. See how it feels with the heart a little bit more open. That doesn't work for you, if you're a bit wobbly, just keep the gaze forward. Another couple of breaths here, squaring off in those hips, keep the tailbone nice and long. Breathing a bit of gratitude for your body, a bit of self-love. And then we're going to open up into warrior two. And as we open up, again, we're just going to take those arms a little bit softer and the palms up. So dropping into that right knee. I'm not mirroring you for this one. But nice and square. So we keep the heart above the hips. Gaze can be down that right arm. You can be receiving, giving, whatever it is that you want to attract or let go. Feel that deep opening through that inner thighs. Lovely. One more breath. Inhale, stretching through both legs, and we're going to wrap our left arm around the back of our waist. And just wrapping it. Rebend that right knee and sweep the right arm up and over into peaceful warrior or reverse warrior. So you might even be able to tickle your right thigh with your left fingertips. Gaze can either be forwards, or again, you can take that sort of into slightly more of an opening through that right side, but keeping the back of the neck long. 2 more rounds of breath. Lovely. Inhale, releasing, stretching up through both legs again. Reach the arms out to the side, and then clasp the hands behind you. Rebend that right knee and come into humble warrior, turning to face that right leg. Breathe in, open the chest, and come forwards. Try not to pinch into the toes, especially those right toes. Let the head relax. If it's an easy bind, press the palms together too. Keep opening that right knee. 2 more breaths. Next time you exhale, release the hands either side of your front foot. And we're going to come into pigeon pose. So this right foot tucks in and then knee towards the right wrist and sliding that left leg away. Big breath in, open up. So we're at the short end of the mat, and exhale into your resting pigeon or your sleeping swan, as I like to refer to in yin yoga. Just relaxing the head down, get some nice work into the hips there. Just relaxing all the way down. Beautiful. Really using your yoga practice to feel in that svajaya, that self-study. Feeling in all of those layers of you. 3 more breaths here. May my practice help me release the things that are no longer serving me and attract all that I need. Last round of breath. Inhale to slowly walk the hands back. We're going to tuck the toes and lift up into downward facing dog. So lifting those hips nice and high. Reach the sit bones away. Feel that stretch through the back body. Exhale, lower onto your knees. So we're in our tabletop position. And sit back into a kneeling pose. So sliding the hands back, coming to kneel. From here, we're going to come into rabbit pose. So remember, with your rabbit pose, you can open up your bunny ears, but just make sure the neck feels okay. Hands come down to the side of the knees, and we'll roll all the way down until the head connects down onto the floor. And as you connect, start to lift the hips up and roll towards the crown of your head. Now, if this feels enough for you here, you can just gently take some breaths, coming up and down nice and slowly. If the neck feels okay, if you've not got any eye pressure problems, clasp the hands behind you, reach your bunny ears up towards the sky, and take 4 breaths here. Lifting the shoulders away from your ears. So you've got space in the neck, and use that clasped hands to lift you out of your neck. 2 more rounds of breath. When you've taken those 2 rounds of breath, slowly release the arms down, just reaching them forwards for a moment, extending out through the neck so you're on your forehead into child's pose. And then sitting back onto your heels, so we're back in our kneeling position, and we're going to come back into that adoration for ourselves, crossing our arms over, a nice humble hug at the end of our self-salutation. Couple of nice deep breaths. At the same time, we're stretching out through that upper back body. Beautiful. Releasing the hands, wandering them forwards. We're going to tuck the toes, lift up into downward facing dog. Lifting right up onto your tippy toes, and then slowly lower those heels back down. Just a couple more like that. Give those toes a nice stretch, feet a nice stretch, lifting up and then lowering down. You can see your feet, watch those heels moving directly behind the toes. And then slowly walking the feet towards the hands, coming to the top of the mat, feet a couple of inches apart. Inhale to a halfway lift, so we'll open up through the chest. Exhale to fold. Unwinding, pushing down into the feet, uncurling, unraveling the spine all the way up. And if you can remember what arm you hugged yourself with last time, we're going to go for the other one. And just giving the opposite arm on top, if you could remember. Give yourself a nice big hug. Grow tall. Really feel those hands around you. Feel that warmth, that love, that gratitude for your body. When you release that hug, we'll soften the knees, step the right foot back into warrior one. Reach the arms up towards the sky, clasp the hands, and come into your steeple mudra. So we're in our warrior one on the other side. That left hip crease is drawing back. We're bending into that left knee, lovely. And you might want to lift that energy a little bit more into a gentle back bend. Keep bending into that left knee. 2 more breaths. Beautiful. Releasing and opening into warrior two with the palms up. little softening in the shoulders here. Maybe gazing towards that right hand. Is there anything that you want to attract in, to draw in? Is there anything that you want to let go out of that backhand? Feel that space across the shoulders, the collarbone, just opening. Nice receptive pose. Beautiful. 2 more rounds of breath. And then maybe stretching up through those legs, just give the legs a little break, wrapping your right arm around the back of the waist, and then re-bending into that left knee. Come up into reverse warrior, scooping the left arm up and back. So same arm is lifted as leg is bent. Make sure the neck feels okay. You can just totally relax the head if that feels better for you. Or gaze, as we do often in Hatha, up towards the energy of the pose, which is, in this case, it's lifted up towards that left elbow. 2 more breaths. Holding the core to support you. Inhale to release slightly, float the arms out to the side, and then clasp the hands behind you. Another big bend into that left knee and turn to face that left thigh. Big breath in, open the chest. Exhale, humble warrior, coming down. If that left hip is bothering you at all, you can take the hands down towards the floor for a bit of extra support. Just putting the right amount of effort in for you, how you are today. Remember, you have full agency to rest, to push, just to do anything that you want to do. 1 more breath. Exhale the hands either side of that left foot. We're going to come onto the back toes, pick up that left foot for pigeon pose, and bring the left knee towards the wrist. Sliding back. To inwardly rotate that back knee so that it's underneath us. Big breath in, open the chest, and come down into your resting pigeon. Do your best to pay attention to yourself here. Doesn't matter what needs doing or has been done or hasn't been done. Just breathe into all of those aspects of yourself, all of those layers. From the densest in the body, all the way through to the most subtle. Beautiful. 3 more breaths here. Just exploring with each breath. Each breath is a new opportunity to begin again. Next time you inhale, slowly wander the hands back. We'll tuck those toes under. Lifting up into down dog. You can have a little moan if you want to. Make whatever noise that you want to make. Stretching out or pedaling out. We've got the opportunity here to lift right up onto those tippy toes again, if that feels good in the feet. And then lower them down. We've just got 2 more breaths. Really be intuitive here. Do what feels good for you. Lowering down onto the knees, sitting back into child's pose. Let's take a moment, rest the forehead on the floor. And then sit back onto your heels as we come into a kneeling pose for our rabbit pose. Take a breath in as you unwind the spine.
And as you exhale, draw the chin into the chest, or stay nice and close to the body as you come down. Bring the hands and the head down towards the floor. Inhale to lift the hips away, roll onto the crown of the head. You've got the option to come straight into your rabbit pose, clasping the hands, or to keep those hands on the floor and just take a breath up and a breath down. Really looking after the neck. You've got 3 more breaths, whatever you're doing, whether you're in movement or in stillness. Beautiful. Exhale, slowly release. Come back into your child's pose just for a couple of breaths. Feel that energy through the body. What field of energy do you want to cultivate here, right now? Breathing that in, surrounding that around you. And then slowly coming up into your tabletop position, tuck the toes and lift up into downward facing dog. Sweeping the right leg up behind you, we'll step it through for high lunge. So bring it all the way through, help it through if you need to, and slowly come up. Take your time, float the arms up towards the sky. So again, you're in your high lunge. Just take a moment here. Get your balance. We're going to come into a balance by pushing off that back toes and hugging that left knee into the chest. So lifting up into your balance. Take a breath. And then we'll come back into our high lunge, plugging those left toes in and reaching up towards the sky. And do that a couple more times, pushing off, coming into that lift. Grow tall. Yeah, beautiful. And then take it back and reach up. This time as we come forward, we're going to hold it a little longer. So pushing off, lifting up, holding it. And see if you can come into a half lotus here. So start to open up that left knee. Hold on to the left ankle with the right hand. And it may be that you stay here, just growing tall. It may be that you can start to bend the body forward, hinging from the hips. That right knee might need to soften and come all the way down. If you can reach a brick, you can come and grab a brick and reach down towards the brick. Wherever you are, just take a couple of breaths. And if you're down, we're going to start to come back up. This is the tricky bit. All the way back up. Then we're going to take one more bend into that right knee and just reach the arms forwards a little bit. So we come into like a one-legged chair with that leg still where it is. Weight comes back into the heel. Oh, hello, right leg. One more breath. And then slowly release. Widen the feet slightly. Take a little wiggle of those hips. And we'll wander the feet back together and bring the palms together at the center of the chest. Half a sun salute. Nice big breath in. Reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Take the hands down towards the floor. Inhale to halfway. Step back into plank pose and move through your vinyasa. Lowering down, hugging those elbows nice and close to the ribs. Yes, nice, Andrea. Opening up. Beautiful. Exhaling back into downward facing dog. Good. Take a nice deep breath in, just cultivating that energy that you want to be within.
And then sweep the left leg up behind you. We'll step the left foot forwards into high lunge. And just take your time here to find that balance. Let those shoulders relax. Nice length through the back of the neck. When you're ready, we're going to push off that back foot and hug the right knee in. Give it a little toe tap if you need to on the floor to find your balance. And then reach it back, ground down, and reach the arms up towards the sky. Yeah. Use that core. When you're ready again, lift it up, draw it in. And then slowly take it back. Yeah, float the arms up. Last time, we're going to hug that knee in and hold it. Nice. Coming into your half lotus. That right knee drops and you can just stay here, growing tall, feeling that opening. Or maybe, I always feel like you've got to be quite brave to do this. Coming down. It's not the getting down that's the worst bit, it's the getting back up. Taking a couple of breaths here into those hips. Nice ease through. Yeah, beautiful. You may or may not get that left leg straight. Doesn't matter. And then pushing down into that left leg to slowly come back up. And when you arrive, you can let that leg slide just a little bit lower as we come into our one-legged chair pose. It's a bit like a standing pigeon, this one. One more breath. And then slowly release and give those hips a nice wiggle. Beautiful. So turning to face the long side of the mat, we're going to take those feet just a bit wider than hip distance apart. Well, you might have built up a little bit of heat. We're going to get rid of that heat through the breath of joy. And the breath of joy is 3 inhales. So as we inhale first, we sort of split the inhale up into 3 parts. Inhale the arms forward, inhale the arms out, inhale the arms up. So you've really filled up, and then exhale through the mouth. Leaning forwards, letting go. As we come up, we bring the arms forwards in front of us, breathing in, and breathing in. And then we exhale. Breathing in, arms come forwards to shoulder height. Breathing in as we take them out. Breathing in, filling up as we lift up. And then exhale. Let's do that one more time. Breathe in, arms forward, breathe in, arms out, breathe in, arms up, really fill, and then let go. This time we're going to stay down there. Maybe widening the feet slightly as we come into a wide leg forward bend. And take 3 breaths. Knees can be soft. Just let that breath out through the mouth. Let the head relax. 2 more rounds of breath. Inhale to a halfway lift. Wander the toes in about halfway so that we're ready for Malasana. Toes turning out, heels turning in, and then slowly drop down into your squat pose. Bringing the palms together. And breathe.
Lovely. Floating right arm up towards the sky, twisting towards the right side. Left arm goes down, right arm looks up. So we've got that opening through the chest. Exhale, bring it back. And the other way, opening left arm up. Keep opening the knees too. Really feel that space through the chest. And bring it back. We've got 2 more breaths, with or without that twist. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. Lovely. Carefully sitting down onto your bottom. Bring the soles of the feet together. Reach the arms out to the side, sit up nice and tall, and give yourself a nice big hug. Just keeping it simple, applauding your efforts so far. That gratitude for the body, for the mind, for the energy that flows through you. 2 more breaths. Exhale, release the hands. Take the hands either to the ankles or slightly in front of you and come forwards into a forward fold. Let the head feel heavy. Just feel that stretch through the back of the body, through the hips, the glutes. Two more rounds of breath. Next time you inhale, lifting the body up, grow tall. Just take a moment here. Hands come to knees or thighs. Close your eyes. Just feeling. Then we're going to just come onto our tummies. So sliding the legs behind you, coming all the way down onto your belly. And reach the right arm out, palm down at shoulder height. We're going to roll onto that right side. So we get a beautiful stretch in that right front shoulder. You can rest your head down onto the floor. And then lifting the left leg away from the right leg. So you've got 2 straight legs. And reaching those left toes behind you, either onto the floor or wherever you are, into your shoulder stretch. If this is a little bit too much for the shoulders, just release the knees, bend the knees, and come into a twist with the arms stretched out behind you. Make sure the head and the neck feel okay. And breathe into that right shoulder. One more breath. And if that left leg is behind you, slowly bring it back. Start to transition back onto your tummy, bending both elbows so that you can rest your head onto your hands, just softening the forehead down. If it feels better, you can turn the head. It's in this forward prostrating position. Feel the support of the floor underneath you. And we're going to take that on the left, sliding the left arm out. Use that right hand as a bit of a lever to roll you onto your left side. Either floating right leg up and behind you into your shape, your shoulder stretch, or bending both knees, coming into a slightly softer position. Easy breath. How do you feel? Love. The breath is a really good guide here. It's not too short and sharp. Find that freedom, that free breath. 2 more breaths here. Slowly releasing, rolling onto your tummy, and taking a couple of breaths on your belly, letting all of the muscles relax. Sliding the hands underneath the shoulders, we'll press back through tabletop position. And as we come into child's pose, slide the left arm underneath you into a twisted child's, taking the left ear to the floor. Drop the sit bones back and breathe here. Feel a heaviness down into the seat. Two more breaths. Slowly unwinding, excuse me, and then we'll slide that right arm underneath. Lovely. 3 more rounds of breath. You inhale, come back to center. And then sitting back onto your heels, come to kneel. Let's take 3 nice big breaths, reaching those arms forwards and up. Big circles with those arms out and back. Lovely. Breathing in. Feeling that energy within you and all around you. One more time, breathing in. Exhale. Beautiful. Coming all the way down onto your back. Give those knees a hug in. Let's stretch those legs up towards the sky. And then just open them up. Nice big opening here. If you've got particularly sensitive inner thighs, you can use a strap to support you here. Or you can just hold on to the outer edge of your thighs. Reach those heels away in a nice wide position. If the legs don't need any support, float the arms up and overhead. We've got another 4 breaths here. Breathing in and breathing out. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Keep reaching those heels away. Exhale. Back of the pelvis on the floor. Breathing in. And breathing out. Reaching those arms to the side of the legs. Help them back in. Draw the knees into chest. Give yourself a well-deserved hug around the shins. And when you're ready, we'll slide those legs down to the end of the mat. Letting them just naturally fall apart, letting the arms rest down by your side. Take a full breath in through the nose and sigh out through the mouth. Do that a couple more times. Nice full breath in through the nose. And a sigh out through the mouth. Just visualizing a beautiful shield of light energy around your body. And this light energy releases anything that's no longer serving you. And attracts all the things that you need. Helping this exquisite field of energy is helping you to move in the right direction for you. Embodying the kind of energy you want to attract now and for the rest of the day. If you have a little bit more time this morning, please feel free to stay a while longer. Otherwise, just slowly starting to bring your body back around to the movement, deeper breath. Making yourself back up. Give yourself a nice big stretch. And slowly make your way back up to sit. If those hands are rubbed together, create a bit of warmth.
And bring those warm palms together at the center of your chest. Try to take time today to do something that you really enjoy doing, even if it's just for a moment or two. Namaste.